Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin conversations this morning by speaking with a member from the T.T.P.S. As you are aware, on Mondays we bring you the crime updates in terms of criminal activity happening here on the island of Tobago, and we speak with Sergeant Burt Guy this morning. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, ma'am. Good morning to you, sir, and pleasant good morning to the viewing public. For the week previous, we had in the Shervan Road district, we had a report of a robbery where a child was the victim in that report. We also had on the weekend a report of a serious wounding in the Roxborough district where one person was hospitalized and one person is in custody assisting us with that investigation at present. If we look now at the statistics for the year.
Before we get into the statistics, Sergeant, sorry to cut you off. I thought you were going to give us more for this week. Well, let's talk about the robbery in relation to the child. Could you give us a little more details? Is it possible to get more details where that is concerned? How the incident happened, or do you have any information that you could further inform us?
The child was at his home, and the offenders came to the residence where they met the child and committed the offense. I wouldn't want to go into the specifics of the offense at this time, please.
Okay. All right, thank you. So we're talking about statistics now in terms of, well, I know we're at a 5th month in the year right now, and we came out of the SOE. We were talking about what happened during the SOE, the fact that T.T.P.S. was able to, curtail some of the criminal activity. You put some strategies in place, you had additional boots on the ground, and things happened. So you're here to give us an update in terms of where we are now, from January to now, and even after the SOE, what is happening?
Yes. So in relation to serious reported crimes, if we are at a 30% decrease for the same period last year. This current year, we are at 262 reports of serious crimes compared to 292 for the same period last year. We have a detection rate as well of 34% in relation to serious crimes this year.
Okay. So, Sergeant, I've seen that, well, we all noticed that there's been a serious reduction in terms of murders in Tobago for the year. What can the T.T.P.S. attribute that to?
That would be attributed to we have had more boots on the ground, and also we have, thus far for the year, we have 3 murders compared to 8 for the same period last year, and the 3 murders for this year are solved.
Okay, so they've already been solved.
Yes, and we are also working on solving some murders from the previous year. We have a collaboration of the gang unit, the CID, and also the homicide in Tobago working together to bring some resolution to previous year's murders as well.
In terms of collaborations with other stakeholders, other agencies with responsibility for protecting and stuff like that, how has that relationship been in terms of working together with them to ensure that 1, you put strategies in place, 2, you have the human resource, and 3, that they are deliverables in terms of things that are actually happening?
Well, it is ironic that you should ask such a question, because just last week I was a part of a training program which included, it was held by the T.T.P.S, however it included persons from customs, immigration, the port authority, the airport as well. And also, in addition, there was also a program carried out by the CID in the previous week in relation to sensitizing persons at the hospital, how to deal with situations when they come there in order to preserve evidence and all these things.
So the effort is there, the effort is being made, and people are kind of understanding what their roles are in terms of assisting with curtailing crime on the island of Tobago.
Yes, I believe so.
So and you also believe that public confidence is being restored in the T.T.P.S?
Yes, but this is an ongoing process. So by our actions on a daily basis, we try to interact with the public, let them know that we are not here against you, we are here for you, and we want us to work together to bring a resolution to any problem in society within the communities.
As my co-host mentioned, the public confidence in the T.T.P.S, the question I wanted to ask was concerning the communities, the cooperation within communities to help the T.T.P.S in terms of fighting crime. Have you seen an increase in community participation in being the brother's keeper and looking out and keeping the T.T.P.S abreast of things that might be going wrong within the communities?
Yes, we have made some strides in that field, and I could speak about, if you look at the police youth clubs throughout Tobago, also the initiative by our ACPA Tobago, which is ROC, Rock Tobago, where we go into different communities. We have football sessions, the mentor, the
Yes.
Footballers of yesteryear came and interact, and also police officers, they play football matches. So all of this is creating trust between the police and making us familiar with the members of the public. The Charleville Police Youth Club over the weekend had an activity what engaged the youths, and it was a very successful activity as well. I saw it on the social media.
But in terms of community people coming to, community members coming to the T.T.P.S with information, I think that's what Akinlabi was asking. Do you get that kind of collaboration where, we have a tagline, if you see something, say something? Do you find the community coming forward and giving you information if they know something is happening within their community that is irregular, that looks like criminal activity? Do you get that kind of cooperation from them?
Yes, generally speaking, we do. However, there is always room for improvement, but we do get assistance from the community.
And how have you found that to, of course, help you in terms of solving crime, detecting crime, and dealing with crime?
Well, most of the time when a crime occurs, the police officer will not be there. So we depend on the public to be our eyes, our ears, to guide us, to give us the information to apprehend the perpetrators of these crimes. So once as you see that a crime is being solved, it is because we are getting that assistance from the public.
And I asked that question specifically because I wanted to remind the public that we have a responsibility as well to ensure that we partner with the agencies who are here to protect and to serve us. So, if you see something, of course, you have to say something there as well. Sergeant Guy, I know there's a lot that we have to talk about, and we are also going into criminal law and assault later on in the conversation. But before we get to that, I just want to wrap up in terms of your statistics and where you are now. I know the SOE recently concluded, and just let us know a little bit in terms of what are the strategies, if you can say, in going forward in terms of dealing with crimes. I know you might have put some things in place during the SOE where the laws were a little bit relaxed.
Yes.
What are there things that you can continue doing in terms of ensuring you get that type of results?
Yes, well, we have expanded our divisional task force, where we have a task force in the east as well as in the north and in the west. Prior to the SOE, there was only a task force in the west, which had to cover the whole island from the west. However, there is a east and a north task force as well, and that has been maintained since the completion of the SOE. Additionally, we have support from our counterparts in Trinidad through the IATF and the Guard and Emergency Branch, who has a base in Tobago operating within the Tobago space. And that has been maintained as well.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Sergeant Burt Guy of the T.T.P.S, bringing us our crime updates here on the island of Tobago. We do hope that you could continue to stay with us. When we come back from the break, we shift gears a little bit and we speak on criminal law. And we do hope that you can be a part of the conversation. Remember, you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel. Be a part of the conversation. Feel free to ask your questions and feel free to let us know your opinions and your thoughts where this is concerned. In the meantime, we have to go for a short break, and we ask you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.